Hi, this is Rick with woodworks.com and bullboards.com. And I came to make another video actually to brag on the Raven and something that it accomplished that actually kind of surprised me. This sign right here has presented me with a few issues. Not really the issues that are fault of the Raven, but with the sign itself. When I create these signs, I create them in strips. The Raven will take a piece of wood up to 15.5 inches wide. So if I have a sign that's actually taller than that, I will carve these signs in strips and then I fit them together. They most always fit absolutely perfectly. There actually might be a little bit of sanding here or there that needs to be done, but they are almost perfect. And all of the text, all of the patterns, everything on it lines up absolutely perfectly, and I don't have any issues with it at all. On this particular sign, I glued it together, made sure everything lined up. I put it aside to dry, and then a couple of days we had a lot of rain and the moisture content in the air went up. And when I came out to get this sign to finish it, the top had warped significantly. It was way too bad to be able to use the sign as is. So I tried different methods to get the wood to straighten out. I tried steam. I tried soaking it down with water and bending it back to straight. And every time it dried, it would go back to being warped. So I decided to go ahead and cut the top off and remake it in the Raven. When I did that, I fed the wood into the first Raven and I started the project. About an hour later or so, I received a y-axis error. When I usually get the y-axis error, it's usually because I'm trying to push a bit beyond where it should be used and it's just too dull. So I felt the bit, it felt like it was okay, but I went ahead and swapped it out for a new bit anyway. And I went into the designer software and I created a 0 level carve region over the part of the sign that had been carved already. Put it back into that Raven and it started at the exact perfect spot and it was going along carving just fine. A little while later, I received a y-axis error again. So I went back out and investigated a little further and I found that the y-axis motor was going to need to be replaced. Not really a surprise being that I have well over 1,000 hours on that machine. So um, I decided, because I needed the sign done, I decided to go ahead and swap it over to the other Raven that I have. So I went back to the designer software. I put a 0 level carve region on the portion that had now been carved, and I fed it back into the second Raven, and it started carving. A couple of hours later, we had a storm and power went out a couple of times. The first time the power went out, it didn't affect the Raven, it continued to carve. The second time the power went out, we were out for several minutes, and of course, the Raven stopped carving. But I was able to go back to the designer software, put a 0 level carve region over the portion that had now been carved, and start it over on that second region that started in exactly the right spot, carving again. And it finished up this sign perfectly. And you can look at it, you cannot tell where one carving machine stopped and the next one started. I think this is pretty unique to the CNC world. I don't know of another machine that you could put a half carved project into a completely different machine and that it would finish it up perfectly without maybe starting from scratch. If you have a power outage or you have some other issue and you want the machine to start right where it stopped, you can do that with the Raven and the CarveRight Designer software. I don't know of any other that will do this, especially with a machine that has a footprint that's smaller than my DeWalt planer. You can do amazing work with a machine that doesn't take up a lot of space in your shop. You can do production work. For 15 years, I've sold and made signs on the CarveRight machines, and we've shipped them all over the world. So I run a small production environment, and you can too. It's not just a hobby machine. It's not just a machine that you can go out and make gifts for your friends and family. You certainly can do that, but you can do a lot more. It's capable of a lot more than that. So if you're looking for a CNC machine, I would say go look at the Raven, see what it looks like, see what it'll do for you. The people at Carve are amazing. They will take care of you. Just give it a try and you will not be disappointed.